Hey, Phaser Tech here, and today I have a few updates. The first is the channel has reached 1,000 subscribers, so I wanted to give a big thank you to all my subscribers who have stuck around. I truly appreciate the support, and I'm happy to see the channel is growing. I first started the channel about a year ago. It was actually 10 months ago, but it's interesting how a lot of this growth happened within the last month. So I'll pull up the stats on the screen so we can take a look. So here's a graph showing my subscriber count since I first started, which was in June of last year. So like I said, it took me right around 10 months to reach 1,000 subscribers. I wasn't sure how successful the channel would be when I first started, but I think it's been going pretty good all things considered. The growth hasn't been super fast, but it's been moderate and steady for the most part. Right around October, there was a noticeable surge in viewers, but then it sort of flattened out again and remained steady up until recently, where you can see a parabola has formed, and I got right around a third of my total subscribers in the last month alone. I've noticed some other channels are able to hit this milestone much sooner, with some of them getting there in as little as 3 or 4 months. Now, there's a few factors that come into play here, and this might be helpful for those who are thinking about starting their own channels. The first is that the algorithm prefers channels that focus on a certain niche. For example, instead of someone starting a channel about gaming in general, choosing a niche such as collecting retro games or something specific like that will most likely give that channel a boost in the algorithm, meaning their videos are more likely to show up on people's home pages and their suggested videos. But in my case, my channel doesn't really have a niche. It is focused on technology, but that in and of itself is a very wide field. If you've been paying attention to my uploads, then you'll notice I've jumped around to some very different topics, including software guides, hardware reviews, tutorials, programming, DIY guitar pedals, and more. Basically, I've been making videos on anything I come across that I think would be helpful to make a video about, and also things I'm currently working on that I think would be interesting to share. So while this approach might not be the best for growing a channel as fast as possible, I'm definitely enjoying what I'm doing and having fun with the topics that I present. Which brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is my future plans for the channel. I'm planning to continue making videos on random tech-related things that I find interesting, but I'll be placing a slightly bigger focus on projects and tutorials related to programming, circuits, and engineering. I previously made a video showcasing my custom-designed AI bot that I built a few years ago. It's built around the Jetson Nano embedded computer from NVIDIA, which is similar to a Raspberry Pi, but it also contains a small NVIDIA GPU that can take advantage of CUDA libraries for artificial intelligence applications, such as computer vision and object detection. Here you can see an example of how well my robot is able to track my movements. The object detection inference library that's provided by NVIDIA is what allows the robot to identify the objects it's looking at. This library is able to identify quite a few things in addition to people, including animals and other everyday objects such as chairs and plants. It turns out the same inference library can run on any desktop and laptop NVIDIA GPU as well, at least the ones that have been made in the past 8 years or so. So not just the Jetson Nano, and pretty soon I'll be making a tutorial showing how you can run it yourself, using a USB webcam or any camera that's connected to your PC. It should also be possible to run these CUDA libraries on recent AMD GPUs as well. I eventually plan to cover the robot some more at some point, but that involves a lot of different concepts and not many people have a Jetson Nano, so I decided it would be better to start off with a more general approach using desktop and laptop GPUs instead, and apply the inference libraries to a slightly different project. The project I have in mind is a smart security camera that will be able to start recording only when it detects a person, but ignores everything else that might move in front of it, such as cats, dogs, or birds. Or if you want to change how it reacts and customize it to your liking, you'll be able to do that too. Afterwards, I'll continue adding more features to the camera, including a security light that will have smart functionality as well. So not only will I be teaching Python programming with these tutorials, but I'll also be teaching some circuits as well with these. Another reason why I think a smart security camera would be a good project to start with is the fact that many commercial security cameras are kinda bad when it comes to privacy. I don't think many people realize that their Ring security cams aren't just streaming to their laptops and phones, but are also being streamed to corporate servers, unless you specifically opt out of this. And even if you do opt out, some of these companies don't have the best track record when it comes to respecting privacy. So personally, I'd be more comfortable designing my own system. Now there's one more thing I wanted to cover today. Since my channel is growing at a steady rate, I thought it would be a good time to also create my own website, which is now live, so go to phasertech.com to check it out. Let's go to it now so I can give a quick tour of it. It's not the greatest looking site since I don't have much experience with web development, so it's somewhat basic, but I think it should get the job done for now. I don't have a ton on there yet, but I'll be adding stuff as I make more tutorials. The main thing I want to use this website for is to provide extra resources for the guides and tutorials I'll be making in the future, which should be helpful for anyone who wants to follow along. Whenever I'm learning a new programming language or learning how to install new software packages that aren't so straightforward, I found it to be extremely helpful to have a written guide that provides the necessary commands in an easy copy and paste format. These written guides will be sort of like an accompaniment to the video versions I'll be making as well. Now I've actually already created a few tutorials on here based on past videos I've made, so let's take a look at this one on how to set up an RTSP live video stream over your home network. There's several long commands that need to be entered in order to install the required software for this, so a written guide should make these steps a lot easier. Simply copy and paste them from the site to your terminal. I think the best way for people to follow along with my future tutorials will be to watch the video first to get a good general understanding of what to do, and then when you actually want to do it yourself, head over to the website so you can follow along step by step. This should make it easier for everyone, especially for newcomers who don't have a ton of experience with Linux commands and programming. Besides tutorials, I'll also be posting updates on some of the projects I've been working on. Right now I only have 2 projects being showcased, but I'll slowly be adding more things as time goes on. Other than that, I also have a button up here that will take you to my YouTube channel, as well as a contact form in case you want to email me. And finally, a donate link if you'd like to help support the channel. The money will go back into the channel and allow me to do bigger and better projects in the future, so thanks in advance if you want to help out. Well, that wraps up everything I wanted to cover for today. I'm happy to have hit this milestone, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to get started on some more projects. Again, I wanted to thank each and every one of you who has subscribed and supported me, and I've had some great interactions chatting with you guys in the comment section. I try my best to reply to all the comments, but as the channel gets bigger, I'm not sure if I'll be able to keep up like I used to, but I'll try my best. So go ahead and drop a comment and let me know what you think of the channel, or if you have any recommendations on the type of content you'd like to see. Thanks again for watching and following along with my projects, and I'll see you guys next time.